Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Sunday, May 18th, 2025. Did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And how did you find it?
Oh, I liked it.
Good.
I thought it was a fun Sunday solve. I didn't get it right away.
Oh.
I had to find some errors.
Uh-huh.
Actually, they weren't really errors. I had kind of left a few things blank, and I wasn't quite sure what the letters were, but I did a little, fill in and fill out and fill in and fill out, and eventually I got it. So, yeah, it was interesting. It was 35 down was where I ended up, which was a hit up on Instagram informally. And I thought, well, that could be like DMs. But it also could be DM'd, because hit is both present and past tense. So it turned out to be DM'd.
Yes.
So
I immediately went for past tense. It sounded past tense to me.
it sounded present tense to me. Hit up on Instagram.
But by the time you've read it, somebody already has. So that makes it past tense.
I suppose. But anyway, that was my little puzzler there. But the rest of it was pretty straightforward. There were some things I didn't know, but thankfully I was able to figure them out with the crosses. And the theme was kind of cute, I thought. Nothing I think I could ever come up with. But this was just very, very clever.
Yeah, I found it to be somewhat challenging. More challenging. I mean, I guess I got it done in a reasonable time, but there were a lot of words that I didn't know. So I guess we can maybe get into those after we've talked about the theme. We might as well get into that first, because that's definitely the dominant aspect of this crossword.
Okay, well, the title of the puzzle was Halving the Last Word. Not having, but halving, like cutting in half. And so that is precisely what you had to do in order to make the themed clues make sense. They were multiple words, and the last word you had to parse into two words. And after you did a few of them, it wasn't so hard. But anyway, the first one was 23 across, and that was hip hop's Pooba or Daddy IU. And the answer was Grand Rapids. And, I just left it there because it's like, well, it doesn't make sense, but that's what fits. But if you parse that last word, instead of calling it rapids, rap IDs, then you have Grand Rap IDs. And that's what those two, Pooba and Daddy IU, are. So the next one was 28 across, removed from the champagne bucket. And that was take office, but it wasn't really take office. It was take off ice.
Right.
So those, they're pretty straightforward, but they were kind of funny after you kind of figured out what was going on. 42 across was casting a total brat in a school play, and the answer was making an impact, but it was actually making an imp act.
Yes, that was funny.
I love that one. And the next one, 265 across, the co-star of Duck Soup has to be sore after that. And that was Groucho Marx mustache, but it was actually Groucho Marx must ache.
Yes.
And then we had 87 across. How long have beavers blocked this river? And that was what's the damn age, not what's the damage. And then finally, the last one, I think, was 111 across. I didn't get this one for a while, but now it makes sense when I look at it. 111 across, metric in a competitive family business. And the answer was salesperson or salesperson in a family business. So.
Yes, and there was one more, 103 across.
What was that one? Oh, yes, 103 across. Be crazy about Chicago trains with broken ACs. And that was love hotels, but it was actually love hot L's.
Yes.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Whoever, obviously they get the entry in first, they get the answer in first, and then they figure out the clue.
Right.
I'm sure it's just like, oh, great, what do I do with this?
Yeah, love hotels, love hot elves.
It is extraordinary to me that they were able to find so many words that when you split them in half, worked just right. Yeah. And they were genuinely even-numbered words, and you had to cut them directly in half. It's not like you could have 5 and have 3 and 2. You had 3 and 3 or 4 and 4.
Right, yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really was. Very, very clever. And this was by Garrett Chalfin.
Yes, who is apparently a second-year student at the University of Chicago. And he's studying.
He would know about hot elves.
I guess so, yes. And he's studying philosophy and economics.
Oh, very good.
So, yeah, I did like this crossword, but like I said, there were lots of places where I was sort of flailing around a bit, like 19 across. Skating gold medalist Oksana, and that was Beul.
Right.
You knew that?
I knew that name. I wasn't sure how to spell it.
Wow.
But I remember seeing her skate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd never heard of that. And I also didn't recognize one down, subject of the 2018 biopic On the Basis of Sex, Familiarly, and that was RBG.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Eventually I got that, but I was concerned about that corner.
Oh, Well, one across was that word I should never forget, verso's counterpart, and it was recto.
Yes.
I was thinking it was lecto. That's what
Lecto?
I put in. So then I'm like, is that movie about LBJ? I'm like, no, it's not. It's about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, though. So lecto became recto.
Yeah, recto means right, and verso means left.
Oh, okay.
So you wouldn't want to make the right into the left.
No, definitely not.
Next to that, we had a 6 across alternative to an onion bagel, bialy, which I've seen, I think, on a menu somewhere, but certainly it didn't come to mind.
That's like an onion
I mean,
roll.
I'll just go for like sesame seed or, an all-you-can, or an everything bagel, I guess.
Well, this is not a bagel. It's like an onion roll. So if you don't get an onion bagel, you can get it like an onion
Oh, I thought it was
roll.
just like a different flavor of bagel.
No.
You're right. It doesn't have bagel in it. Okay.
No, it's a kind of pastry. But
Well, perhaps I'll have to try one that'll help improve my crossword solving.
perhaps, yes.
7 down, the architect of Hong Kong's Bank of China Tower. I had Pei, and then figured out his first initials were I.M., which I should have known immediately.
Yeah.
The most famous initials in architecture-dom.
For at least modern architecture.
If there is such a word. 29 down was Maidenhair and Others. And I had an F and I had an R, and I thought it was going to be Furby, like those characters from the 19-somethings. But it was ferns.
Yes, maidenhair fern.
You knew that? Your gardening expertise came to your rescue? 45 across, some government securities. I thought, it's T-bonds. And then I thought it was T-bills. I did not think of what it actually was until eventually got it through the crosses. T-notes.
T-notes, yes.
Yeah, I just, like I said, was having trouble there.
I liked 15 across, that crossed that. I thought that was a funny clue and answer. Time for a pick-me-up humorously. Coffee o'clock.
Yes.
Anytime can be coffee o'clock.
I think that's like beer o'clock, but just a different beverage.
Yes.
I plan to celebrate Diet Coke o'clock. No, I'm sorry. Let me try that one more time. Diet Coke o'clock.
Right.
I thought there weren't a lot of really fun. I mean, all the humor I think was in the theme.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Outside of it, I mean,
very funny.
Outside of it, we did have 97 down, lumberjacks competition, rodeo, as opposed to a rodeo. That was brilliant.
I'd never heard of that.
It makes perfect sense. And then 99 down, where one might pick up litter, and that was Petco.
Yes.
Then, speaking of litter, we had 46 down, drag and drop disposal icon was trash.
Yes.
So we had litter and trash in what is otherwise a very non-messy crossword. I had so much trouble in the center, 57 across, Dante's Guide in the Inferno. And it's just like, I should know this.
Yes.
But I did not, because 44 down, the Notaro of comedy. I was like Tia or Tio. So I had Tio for a bit.
Oh.
But then I looked at it and thought, oh, it's Tig.
Yes.
And then I got GIL and I recognized Virgil.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Did you get that right off?
No, I did not.
Ah.
No, I did not. For some reason, I thought it started with an M. Well,
that was Mergel.
Yeah, Mergel. No, I was thinking like Hades or, some underworldly figure, but no, it turned out to be Virgil.
I was under the impression it was some knowledgeable philosopher type.
Uh-huh.
That's all I could narrow it down to until I got the Tig.
Uh-huh.
That made the difference for me.
Yeah. I like 84 down, and I wondered if it was a debut. Oh, geez, the answer was staring me in the face was the clue, and it was, I'm a moron.
Nope.
Is that a...
It is not. It has appeared 4 times in the New York Times crossword.
I'm a moron.
First clued in 2017 as D''OH, which I really don't know, as you can tell, how to pronounce. Do.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, well, that was my guess, but what about the one next to it, 91 down? Waiting birds, Avocet.
Yes, that was definitely a shocker for me. That's appeared a total of 9 times.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So definitely not. It first, in fact, appeared in 1946.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
Looks like it was a lot more common pre-shorts. And there's only been 2 occurrences of it since then.
Wow.
In 2018 and today.
Oh, my. 7 years apart.
Yes.
Wow.
I know, but that's another example of sort of a, one of those more complex, SAT 1000 words or maybe SAT 500 words. Mm-hmm. We also had 94 across. Earthenware pots were OLLAS.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. How about 96 across? Apparel feature that a bandeau lacks. Bra strap.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured you'd be more likely to know that. I had no idea what they were talking about in that clue.
Bandeau is like... Well, it's really just kind of like a bandana that's sort of twisted and worn over the top like a bikini.
I see.
Like a bikini top, but it doesn't have any straps. It's just really kind of a bandana tied around.
A bandana that's wandered. Okay.
Yeah.
102 across Monk's title. And I thought it was going to be like FRA or FRI.
Yes, uh-huh.
But it turned out to be Dom.
Dom,
dum, 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 something like that. So I was not ready for that. Mm-hmm. Even 95 across was comparable to, was rivaled.
Yes.
I had trouble getting that because I think I had a few conflicting letters there somewhere. And maybe it was just because I didn't know avocets. I needed that V for rivaled.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So 118 across. 118 across was lays turf on, was sods.
Yes.
Sounds very suspicious as a verb. All right. Well, I think that is it for today. Okay. So thanks, everyone, for listening. Just a heads up that tomorrow we're going to have a really funny joke as part of tomorrow's episode. Ooh. We like to think that we have lots of funny jokes in all of our episodes, but this one is particularly funny.
Okay.
We've had a few offers from The Daily Show whether they could include it.
Why didn't I know about this?
I don't know. Jimmy Fallon has expressed an interest. It's going to be great.
Okay.
So
I can hardly wait
to hear the hilarious joke. Perhaps I played that up just a little bit too much.
I think we can kind of tone that down a bit now.
Yeah, all right. Well, you can tune in tomorrow and you be the judge. So we will be back again with that joke and the rest of our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.